Everyone, thank you for joining. I'm just going to give it another minute for some more people to join, and then I'll get started. Hi everybody, welcome to today's webinar where I'm going to talk to you about converting leads to people within Workbooks. My name is Casper, and for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm a part of the support team, and I'm joined by my colleague Ansel, who will be monitoring the questions and will be on hand for any technical issues in the background. As some of you may already be aware, we're currently running a series of webinars. So thank you to those of you who have attended the previous sessions. I hope you're able to gain some useful tips or skills which have helped you so far. For those of you who may be joining for the first time, we're running this series of webinars every other Wednesday at 4 p.m. BST. If you've missed any of the previous sessions, these can be found on our website. And on the slides, you'll see a list of our upcoming and recently completed webinars. Alternative to these webinars, we do offer two monthly two-day on-site training courses, one for system admins and another for reporting, where we cover certain topics in a bit more depth to help build your skills and knowledge. If you'd like any further information about this, please reach out to your account manager and they can go through the details on booking the course. So with today's topic being converting leads, this means we'll be focusing on what leads are, what converting consists of, and some of the related settings. So the agenda here is what a lead is within Workbooks, the process of converting a lead into a person, and what data it will then carry across, and then common considerations and best practices when managing lead conversion. And I would just like to note that this session is being recorded and will be sent to everyone after the webinar. So sales leads within Workbooks are used to capture information about people or organizations which haven't yet been qualified as genuine prospects. I tend to think of this as a sort of quarantine or triaging stage where all of the data is unverified. And there are several ways that leads can be added into Workbooks. They can be entered manually one at a time, imported in bulk, or automatically created using a web-to-lead form from your website. Then, once the lead's information has been verified, it can then be converted into a person and organization record, with opportunity records being generated too, if required. And then leads can also be linked to marketing campaigns, helping businesses track where inquiries and potential opportunities are coming from. So then you can see which campaigns are being more successful than others. So just to give you the idea of a potential workflow from a lead and how all these records connect, I'll just walk you through this slide. So once you've brought in a sales lead, as just mentioned, you're able to convert this into an opportunity, person record, and an organization. From there, you can begin building out the full sales process. For example, creating transaction documents that link back to the opportunity and then the related person and organization. But you aren't limited to just the sales side either. These records can then be used across other areas of Workbooks, such as cases and marketing campaigns, helping you maintain a complete view of the customer journey. And then, of course, all of these relationships then feed into reporting so that you can analyze activities across leads, opportunities, and downstream records. But it all comes from a lead at the beginning. It's like planting the seed. So when a lead is converted in Workbooks, a number of standard fields are automatically carried across into the new records that are created. This includes standard fields such as assigned to, sales lead source, and marketing campaign. and these values will then be copied onto the related person, organization, and opportunity records created as part of the conversion process. Custom fields can also be transferred, but only if they already exist on the target record type. So they must have the exact same name, same data type, and if either are different, the information from the lead will not transfer over during the conversion process. So I'm going to jump into Workbooks now. And here are my leads. To get here, just so I can show you, you would just go to Start, Marketing, and then Sales Leads. So I will just point out that within this landing page, we have the status field. Let me grab it here. And essentially, if a lead has already been converted, this status will show that. If an opportunity has been created, it will just be converted. But if no opportunity has been created, it will state converted, no opportunity. So you can always go back and create an opportunity if you would like. So let me pick out Jonathan Jones here. So we can see that Jonathan has a status of open here on the left, and there is a nice convert button at the top, which says save and begin conversion of the sales lead to person, organization, and/or opportunity records. So it's as simple as clicking that convert button, which will open up this sort of in-between step, which lets you decide what records you want to create and helps you identify if there are any existing records within your database for this person. So by the looks of it, we already have a Jonathan Jones from Broadstone in our database. So, but I'm jumping ahead, sorry. I will choose to create a new opportunity. And from here, you can choose a record template for opportunities, or decide not to. I will untick create a new person, and I'll select the existing Jonathan Jones record. So because there is an existing record, the sales lead will still convert, but it won't bring across any of the values because it will treat the existing person record as verified information. It knows that that information has been qualified, but it will treat the sales lead as new, uncertain information. So it won't overwrite anything on the person record. It will just create a link between the two. Then if I scroll down, we'll also do the same with that organization because we don't want any duplicates. It will copy across any emails, activities, and notes. I click next. We'll save. It will automatically open up that opportunity for me. I can see it's still assigned to me, just as the sales lead was. It's brought across Jonathan and Broadstone as the prospective customer. So if I reopen that sales lead, one second, sorry. That didn't update it, but that's okay. I will move on to my second example, which is Olivia, where if I convert Olivia, there isn't an existing person already. So I will select publication opportunity. Yes, I would like to create a new person. Yes, create a new organization. And just leave that as not known. Click next. And there we go. It has then created Olivia as a person for me. And the linked organization. So you can customize that sort of in between stage between the sales lead and person record by going into Start, Configuration, Database, Database Settings, where if we scroll down to the bottom, we have a sales lead section where there are three options where if you never want to create a person or organization, you can just untick these. I mean, I'll leave them ticked for now. And then the other setting that you can change is when converting a sales lead, the value of the assigned to field on the lead will typically be set from the sales lead itself. But this is managed from this maintain assigned to from sales lead field. If it's enabled, the new person, organization, and opportunity records will inherit the assigned to from the original lead. But if you do not have this, it will instead be assigned to the user who's performing the conversion process by clicking that convert button. But overall, it's a pretty straightforward process in converting leads. And I will say that the converted leads will remain on your database for historical purposes, even once converted, which will allow you to carry out any statistical analysis, so allowing you to look at how many leads you created each month, per year, and allows you to have comparisons. Cool. I'll jump back into my slides. So we looked at what sales leads are and how they're different from person records, so the sort of qualified versus unqualified data, explored the process of converting the leads and how data is carried across into the new or existing records, and then covered the key settings and behaviors for managing lead conversion. So let's see if we have any questions. So Leo asks, what's the best practice for avoiding duplicate records during lead conversion? So my recommendation would be to review all of the existing records which have been identified within that conversion stage of the process. I believe this is usually matched based on the email address or name of existing people and organizations. That seems to be it for now. Oh. Is there any way of altering the status? Ours automatically goes to converted, no opportunity, but I would like it to go to converted. So this should go to converted if there is an opportunity. But I believe that's just the default behavior. Sorry, Michaela, are you saying that even when there is an opportunity, it's saying no opportunity for you? Okay, Michaela has said that they don't record the opportunities from the marketing campaign that way. Yes, so if you did create the opportunities, it would just say converted instead. Cool, no problem. So if there are no more questions, our next webinar is opportunities to invoices, and this will be on June the 3rd at 4 p.m. BST. Until then, if you do need help, you can check out our knowledge base, and for support contacts, you can get a hold of the support team via the case portal, and you can access the portal via the help icon within your start menu. This should be near your sign out button and looks just like a question mark. And then finally, we do have videos on our website on the following topics: end user training, reporting, importing, and system administration. And you'll also be able to find the recording for this webinar along with our past ones on the link on the screen. But that's everything for this session. Thank you for attending, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.